Hi, I'm Captain Larry Bell with Texas Fishing Tips, and this is your weekly fishing report.
Cedar Bayou flat over here on the right hand side as you're going into Cedar Bayou. This little area out here, it's still got some fish in. Even though Cedar is closed, there's still some fish that are hanging in here. You have to work for them. There's some little ones that are in there. You have to work through a whole bunch of little ones, but throwing your medium size or the regular size down south lures, the dark colors, that's my favorite, is always going to be the dark colors. You'll hear me say that over and over and over again. Throw the dark colors of down south lures. Burner shads have worked well in here. Some miridines, some suspended baits have been working pretty good in here. We got a little influx of water. It's a little bit higher than normal, so you can work the shorelines a little bit better right now. And if you'll work those edges, look for your bait working in there, you'll find some good trout that's hanging in this area. Sundown Bay, against the back shoreline, in the middle of it, out on the edge of the intercoastal here. Work your way up and down this area here. Look for your bait working. Get in there and spread yourself out across this Sundown Bay. It's a little soft, but that's okay. That's what you want to do when you start looking for these kind of fish. You got some redfish and trout that are hanging here. Your down south lures have been working here really well. Again, the darker colors are good. Your burner shad have been working pretty well. Topwater have been working pretty well. Double D's. If you got some double D's, throw those in there as well, because you can get just below the surface of the water. Once the topwater bite kind of goes away, start throwing that double D. That'll drop you down about 10 to 12 inches in that water column, and where those fish are not as active to come to the top, they'll come up to that middle water column, and you can find some nice fish that are working up and down Sundown Bay here. Back here in Copano, Shell Point back here on this little edge, work this little gut back in this here. There's a little back lake right back in that area there. There is some shell that is stacked up on that side over there. If you will get out about 100 yards back from where that little area is and start wading your way down through there, that water's going to be just a tad bit deeper. Throw your darker down south in here. Throw your double D in here. Your double D has been working really well in here for redfish. Look for that bait working in that mouth. If you can stand the squishiness and get back in that little lake, it's pretty good. You'll sink up to your calves a little bit, but if you want to get back in there, there'll be some nice redfish that lay back up there in that area there, and you can throw a topwater back in there. You can throw a subsurface like the double D. Works really good back in that area. It's got a lot of grass in there, so you have to be careful when you're working it so you don't pull it so deep. But there are some good fish that are hanging in this area. The little mouth entrance to this back lake right here. All this area back in here. It's a little shallow. Got a nice little mouth in this area here that's got a little gut that runs out there to it. Get out there in front of that thing. Work that area there. You got an outgoing tide, and that tide's coming out of there. You got some bait that's going to be dumping out of this little back lake that's in here. There's been some good trout hanging in that little bit deeper water. There's been a few reds that have been hanging here, but there's more trout right now that are hanging here now. The thing that you're going to have to pay attention to is the fact that there's going to be a ton of little bitty ones that you're going to go through. You're going to go through a bunch of baits. But that's all right. That's why you can buy them, and you just keep them in your coat pocket there and just keep on chunking them. The burner shad's working really good in here. It's getting a lot of activity with it. The topwater bait, if you get there early enough, get up here against the shoreline. Again, we've got some more influx of water. There'll be some few redfish that are pushed right up against this grass, but again, there's going to be more trout that are hanging in this area here. Just be patient with them. Keep working through the small ones. You'll find some quality box fish in this area.
Thanks for watching. I'm Captain Larry Bell.